Okay, so the system update, which is going to be launching the new quest for the Elder God Wars dungeon and the wishes, is going to be launching in 25 minutes, as you can see on my screen. Pretty exciting stuff, to be fair. Like, I'm glad we've finally got progress going in the right direction for Elder God Wars dungeon, and they're building hype around it. Let's just hope it's everything it's been planned out to be. So, as soon as these wishes come, I'm going to basically show you guys all of the wishes, my opinions on each of them. And I also want to make sure that you guys doing the right thing when it comes to using your Inventor's wish. So an important thing to stress, these wishes aren't going anywhere. They're going to be on your account for the foreseeable future. It's important not to just waste them willy-nilly. Don't waste them on perks that cost you 5, 10, 20 mil. That is not worth it. Use them on the perks that are going to be very expensive. In terms of a top 3, Fighting 4 combinations are up there. Fighting 4 on its own is not worth wasting your wish on, in my personal opinion. If you are never going to be going for Aftershock 4 on any of your gear, fine. Get Biting 4. Like, you don't need to go for Aftershock. But if you want to get best in slot perks, I would not go for Biting 4, especially on its own. You want to get in a combo perk. And essentially, the best way that you can spend your wishes in terms of value for money is going to be Aftershock 4 with Equilibrium 2. I'm going to show you how to get that later on in the video. And the other great one to use it on is Caroming 4 Equilibrium 2. These are both very good sought after perks. They're best in slot by their own right, and I'd recommend them to anyone out there who wants to use their wishes on something efficient. If you were going to go down the route and go for combos, just please be aware that the combos are still cheaper than the 2 perks that I've just named, but you can get Biting 4 with Undead Slayer, you can get Biting 4 with Demon Slayer, and you can get Biting 4 with Dragon Slayer. Okay, so we've finally logged in, and here's the Guardian's Gift, 100% charges. Let's take a look at the wishes. So obviously the most sought out wish on here is the Inventor's Wish. And this is going to give you a shell that basically lets you get a free attempt at any perk that you have the materials unlocked for, and the level, of course. The Entrepreneur's Wish, this is personally something I'm going to be using on my Iron Man, so that you can re-roll the gender of your animals. You don't need too many of these, but I'm just going to get 1, maybe 2, just to act as insurance for myself. I wouldn't really advise investing in this. Most of the wishes for this one pretty lackluster in my opinion. Like, they are nice, but because of the Inventor's Wish being there, it's not really worth your time. Same thing goes for the Warrior's Wish. The Aura Refresh is nice, but these are obtainable in game. The Soul Reaper one's nice. Do you really need to force Reaper tasks? You can make money elsewhere if that's what you want to do. This is actually a pretty cool one. Animals held in a player-owned farm instantly produced at least 1 baby or egg, and then a breeding cycle instantly completes, giving a chance for another. So you can get 1, maybe 2 animals from this, which really useful for Iron Men out there. Once again, not too useful for mains. You could just do this yourself unless you're really trying to rush like a trimmed comp requirement where you need something to breed instantly. But other than that, it's not really going to be worth your time. Navigator's Wish, that's actually not too bad if you need to complete like a trio mission for the comp requirement. But once again, it's just being impatient, right? So if you ain't in a massive rush for something you shouldn't be, it's probably not worth your time using that. Same thing goes for the Archaeology's Wish. But just wait. Like, wait the 30 minutes or 24 hours it takes. Then we have the Wanderer's Wish, and this is actually really interesting to me. So it lets you reset any daily for 1%. I think this has been seriously overlooked because of the Inventor's Wish. But if you're someone that's not unlocked your Invention yet and you need 80 divination, you can just pump out caches and just gain levels upon levels. This is what I'm going to be doing on my Iron Man with a lot of them, because it only costs 1%. Same thing goes for the weekly. Weeklies only cost 5%, so if you need Herblore XP, something like that along them lines, you'll be able to get a decent amount of XP by just using this. Obviously, it runs back into the problem, do people enjoy doing dailies? Probably not. So, to be honest with you, if I could do the daily non-stop, and it stopped being a daily and it became a method, I wouldn't be moaning because it's a daily anymore. I'd probably be moaning because it's boring, right? And then finally, we've got a double XP for an hour on Members Worlds. This isn't going to be too useful for me, so I'm not personally going to be using that. We all know what you're all here for. We're here to have a look at the Inventor's Wish, and I'm going to show you guys what I would personally do and a few recommendations. First up, I'm not going to be getting any ancient armor gizmos. I don't think it's worth your time nor your money. I know it's free, but the weapon gizmos are the ones that are really expensive. So let me just put this into perspective for you. In order to get 1 Aftershock 4 Equilibrium 2, it's going to cost you on average 246 mil with updated prices. 246 mil for something that's a 3 in 3.8 chance. What that ends up boiling down to is 72 mil you're going to save on average per attempt you go for this. And don't think it's wasted if you don't get the E2. The Aftershock 4s on their own are ridiculously useful. It's slightly better than Equilibrium 4, like minutely, it's not worth it on that sense. But when it comes to maintaining your stacks, chucking an Aftershock 4 on a Masterwork Spear, for example, or a Switch, just so that you never lose the stacks, it is really nice. If I'm going to be honest with yous, that is the best thing that you could go for. The trouble is, every time you do that, you start a commitment that you need to see out. It's not just you get this perk and you go on your way. You need this perk on your main hand, you need it on your offhand, and then you also need Precise 6 Aftershock 1 on your main hand. Precise 6 Aftershock 1 is relatively inexpensive, especially if you do any Spiritual Warriors or Mages on your account, because you don't have to pay for the Armadillo components. So I also wouldn't recommend using that on this. If we were to take a look at Biting 4 and the combos, Biting 4 on its own costs approximately 58 million. When you take into an account, after you disassemble a bow that's at level 8 or 9, you will be able to get multiple bitings on your gear. This is the big caveat. If you do this and you get the 1 or 2 that you need, if you ever need a future one, you're going to have to disassemble it anyways, and you're going to be wasting components. It costs 51/58 mil to get Biting 4. On average, it's saving you 72 mil by doing the Aftershock 4 E2s. You're saving 50 to 52 mil by doing the Biting 4. This changes, however, when you start going for the Biting combos. And let me elaborate this. If you take a look, you could get Biting 4 paired with mobile. Personally, I'm always against mobile on your gear. Some places you need it, blah de blah, but I always have a bladed dive switch. So Biting 4 mobile is never an option for me. I just use bladed dive with a mobile perk on it as a switch. And if you're using melee, you definitely don't want Biting 4 mobile. It will prevent you from gaining adrenaline when you're using your greater barge, so that's not really an option. Biting 4 Venom Blood, once again, just use Irrit Incense sticks or Overload salves and you no longer need the Venom Blood. While it is nice, realistically you could just have a switch and have Biting 3 Venom Blood, Biting 2 Venom Blood, whatever the combo may be. Because it's so niche, you're not going to be using it that often, it's not really worth it. Next up, you've got Biting 4 with Undead Slayer. This is going to cost you 106 million, and this I'm going to tell you exactly why I'd advise going for this. You're going to want Impatient 4 on your gear because it's optimal. If you get Impatient 4 paired with Undead Slayer, it will cost you on average 13.3 mil. So if you get Biting 4 Undead Slayer and it's going to cost you 106 mil to actually get it over the course of 2 attempts on average, you've just wasted that slot because you could have just put it on your Impatient 4. I know these things are very confusing and hard to see at the start of your account or even in the mid-tier, even some players at the end game. Perks are confusing and there's a lot of different combos and variables at play, and that's what makes it so confusing. The next one that we have is Biting 4 Dragon Slayer. This is the only combination I would personally get. But once again, it's a 56% chance of you getting this, and it will cost you 95 mil on average to get it, being just under 50 mil per attempt. This is still 22 mil less than your average attempt of Aftershock E2. The final one that I want to show you is Caroming 4 Equilibrium 2. In order to do this, you need 6 shadow components. There's going to be people out there that are going to complain and be like, why don't I just level up these Sliske armor? The reason you don't do that, it's more expensive. If you level up an offhand glaive, every one of your shadow components on average is going to cost you 6.1 mil. You can still level this up ridiculously fast using the Shattered Worlds method with a Essence of Finality and a Dark Bow using chins. And on average, per attempt, if it costs you 6.1 mil per shadow component, it's going to cost you 36 mil per attempt for your Caroming 4 Equilibrium 2. It's going to take you roughly 3.38 attempts to get this. But either way, 36 mil per attempt using the cheapest method to get it. Yes, the price will change if you use the armor, but that's up to your discretion. I'm going to tell you in terms of the cheapest way you can get it. If you were to do it in the cheapest possible way, 36.6 mil per attempt, it's not worth it. You may as well go for your Equilibrium and Aftershock combo. So I'm going to quickly show you guys now what you need to do if you want to go for each perk. Obviously, I've said about the things that I would avoid. At the end of the day, if you want to go for Biting 4, go for Biting 4. Like, it really is your choice. And if you were going to go for Biting 4, I'll show you the combos now. So for Biting 4, all you're going to want to do, you may as well just put them all in because you get a free one anyways, it's costless. This is how you get Biting 4 guaranteed. I'm now going to show you how to get it with mobile. This is the combination that you want to use for mobile. At 120 Invention with an Extreme Potion on an armor gizmo, do not make weapon gizmos, you want this on your armor. It's a 1 in 3.03 chance. So it's going to take you just over 3 on average attempts to get this with mobile. This is the most expensive combo that you can get for Biting 4, costing you roughly 155 mil on average. The next one that you may want to go for is Biting 4 Dragon Slayer, and I'll show you the combination how to get that now. Once again, please do not do this in a weapon gizmo. You want to do this in an armor gizmo. Do not make that mistake. This is the combo that you want to use for Dragon Slayer on your Biting 4. It's approximately 1 in 1.76 chance of getting this, which is a 56% chance. And the best level you can be for this is 120 Invention with an Extreme Invention Potion. As I said, I'd advise against this, but if it's something you want to do and you're adamant on it, it's a game at the end of the day, so grab whatever you want. Next up, I'm going to show you the Biting 4 Undead Slayer. Like I said, you're going to want to put this on Impatient. If you really wanted it on your Biting, this is the combo. Once again, 120 Invention paired with an Extreme Potion is going to give you a 49% chance of getting this. And then while we're here, I may as well show you what I'd recommend you putting your Undead Slayer on if you're going for it. The big thing is to remember about these combo perks, they're not useful everywhere, and that's kind of why they become less valuable. Yes, where they're useful, they're amazing. But if you're not doing any ED3 or Rise of the 6, there's no point for you to realistically get Undead Slayer on your gear. For Slayer, it can be useful occasionally, but other than that, if you don't do them bosses, it's never really worth it. So this on screen is the combo now on an armor gizmo once again for Impatient 4 Undead Slayer. It's a 47% chance, and it's just over 1 in 2 that you're going to be getting this. And then finally, what everyone's here to see is how to get your Aftershock and Equilibrium 2. You need to do 6 Aluna Junkin components, and you need to do 3 Time Worn components on a weapon gizmo. So I'm going to do my attempts on this, and this is a 1 in 3.38 chance of getting it, just below 30%. If you wanted to go for Caroming 4 Equilibrium 2, all you would do is swap out them 6 components, and you would put in 6 Shadow components. Once again, relatively cheap to get, so I'd advise against this, and I'd go just for Aftershocks. I'm going to go for these Aftershocks now, and we're going to see if YouTuber luck's a thing, right? It's going to be pretty fun. Hopefully we get lucky. Even if we get some misrolls, they're still useful on the account, so I will be happy with whatever we get here. It's free, you can't complain, right? So this is the combo, create. Aftershock 3 Equilibrium 2. No, that is so rare. No way. That is a 1 in 79. Oh my god. I can't believe I've just got that. Well, that is completely useless. I'm going to keep it because it's pretty cool to see, but I can't believe I've just rolled that. So once again, I can't believe how unlucky we've just got with that. Or lucky, some may say. So Aftershock 4 Ruthless 1. This is the most common one that you're going to be getting. It has a 36% chance. So this is to be expected. Still very useful, by the way, especially if you do Slayer. It's not as good as the Equilibrium 2, but we'll settle on a few of them. They'll be very nice for the series. A nice, easy, free upgrade, so I can't complain. But I'm literally saving so much money doing this, and so will you guys. So hopefully we can get lucky with this one now. Aftershock 4 Ruthless 1 again. We've got 2 more attempts. I'm just going to claim both of these. Fingers crossed we can get at least one of them. I'll be happy with one of them. We should be getting one as a minimum. So if I don't get this, I will be really upset. Aftershock 4 Ruthless 1 again. And then there we go. We got an Aftershock 4 E2. So I can't complain with that. I've just got Aftershock 4 Equilibrium 2. And then we've got 3 Aftershock 4 with Ruthless 1s. So that will actually set up our melee gear for now. I'm really happy with that. Hope you guys have learned a thing or two from this. As I said, like, people don't say these things for the fun of it. This is the most optimal thing to use it on if you haven't got them already. You're going to want to make sure you go for these. At the end of the day, it's a game. Go for whatever you want. That is the important thing. Whatever you want to get. Like, if you want to use them on a precise 6, like, use it if you want. I'd advise against it, but at the end of the day, it's a game, and the most important thing is you're having fun with it. And yeah, I'm really chuffed about what we got. We got 1 in 79 for this. That's so unlucky for the Aftershock 3 E2, but you can't win them all. YouTuber luck was not on our side for the right reason today. Thank you all for watching.